Get that second wind going. There I am. Yeah, I'm Crafty Andy in the dark. My YouTube channel's not up here for some. Alright, CraftyARts. Most of my videos get done, posted. WeirdZoRs for furry stuff, another fun nonsense. PawsOff for game stuff and highlights and commentary there when I get to it. And PawsOff Live for video game live streams. D&D we're doing on there too. And yeah, check out the Onion Nuggets. I got a job to edit clips there, so yeah, I'm promoting it. Not as if they need me on my promotion. Speaking of which, $2 a month, do my Patreon. Patreon. Anywho. Got one project I really want to get done. Strike while that iron's hot. It's all about the fraudsters that got exposed. James Somerton, Illuminati, some other fuckers. Yeah, it was such a good video. I might even listen to it again, but not now though. I got other things set up. Texas woman flees state after Ken Paxton stops her life-saving emergency abortion. Gotta love it. At least, let's see. I'm glad. I'm glad to be an American, where at least I know I'm free. Yeah. Not have an abortion. Even if the fetus is already dead. Can't risk it. That might be a doctor in there. It might revive itself like in that movie Grace, where the baby is willed back to life, but it needs human blood in order to survive. What's it called, Grace? I just keep thinking the wrong fucking. Yeah, see, it's alive. I've seen that. The remake. Yeah, this is the one. Yeah, this got a wide release. And the only thing I can find is some fucking horrible recap movie thing. Other crazy shit we got. Instant family, huh? I got no sound.
Where's my...
Catch up. Fuck that noise.
I'm gonna be a nurse. I'm in nursing school. Okay,
Isabel.
That's my kitty.
You're a nurse?
And you were in stupid Afghanistan. Maggie gets everything. She got the best doll.
It's her birthday, honey.
I didn't get anything that I wanted in my birthday. And you were in stupid Afghanistan.
Illuminati's never-ending lol.
Anyways. Oh, yeah. Okay, what are we doing here? Commentary.
I'm craft.
Oh, no visual for it, so. No reason to do that.
Andy, and these are my reflecting on my own conduct, which is something none of these people apparently did outside of getting creative in the ways they hid their bullshit. Illuminati's never-ending lolcow series of plagiarism, lying, and threatening people with lawsuits is spread all over this site like a turd shotgun through a screen door. There is nothing I can a screen door. There is nothing I can say about this situation that hasn't already been said. My opinion on the matter is that I feel like she never gave a shit about exposing corrupt corporations and people. It's just a popular thing to do, so she jumped on it. If Blair lived in Uganda, she'd be doing daily videos exposing local gay people to the public so they could be arrested and murdered. The other impactful moment that came from H-Bomber Guy's video was the other impactful moment came from H-Bomber. And murdered. The other impactful moment came from H-Bomber Guy's companion video on his second channel about Illuminati, where I learned that the prison Stanford experiment, about Illuminati, the prison Stanford. I learned that the prison Stanford experiment has had its findings debunked. Yeah, fuck. The other impact about Illuminati. The other impactful moment came from H Bomber Guy's companion video on his second channel about Illuminati, where I learned that the prison Stanford experiment has had its findings debunked. This was something taught to many of us in high school and college psychology courses. They even made overproduced movies about it and documentaries. They even made overproduced movies about it and documentaries. I'm 3 years late on this, but me and no one else. Documentaries. I'm 3 years late on this, but me and no one else I knew was up to speed out. I'm 3 years late on this, but me and no one else. I'm 3 years late on this, but me and no one else I knew was up to speed. So out of everything about that bitch, I figured. So out of everything about that bitch, it's up to speed. It was up to speed. So out of everything about speed, so out of everything speeds to speeds. So out of everything speed. So out of everything about that bitch, I figured I'd further spread the true info on it. Look it up for your
Alright, enough of Toby Maguire's face. Like right when I start, it's like when my little fucking shit's gotta get tired. South, Louisiana's worst looking small town, Donaldson, LA. Yeah, I've been to towns like this up north of Michigan. You can definitely tell who's retired here and who grows up here. You know, it's just like when they talk about like really like slummy cities and shit. Only difference here is that this shit is just spread out more. But yeah, your opportunities are work some shitty minimum wage job if you can get one. Don't hit the dog. Nice little background too. Alright, listen to this.
There are audio tapes and interviews confirming it. One of my husbands, I think, made a good point that it indicates the negative human behavior in that experiment is actually more systemic than it being part of our nature, as the original study tried to conclude. The guards and inmates were coached on how to behave. Internet Historian made a video series called Cave Story where he animated the 1925 cave rescue. Except it was word for word taken from an article written by Lucas Riley posted on Mental Floss. Now keep in mind, throughout this summary, I intend to just reflect on what my personal view on this. All Internet Historian had to do was cite where he got this story from. Hello, I'm Internet Historian. This tale was written by... I intend to just reflect on what my personal feelings would be on this. All Internet Historian had to would be on this. All internet historian had to do was cite where he got this story from. Hello, I'm internet historian. This tale was written by Lucas Riley and posted on Mental Floss. I thought it was great and I wanted to animate it. That's all he would have had to do. Least if I wrote this, that's all I think. Least if I wrote this story, that's all I think he would be required to do. The general public doesn't tend to look up at people who file copyright claims, even if they could be valid, like how Bill Watterson didn't throw lawyers at all the unauthorized Calvin Peen stickers, or the keep on trucking phrase Robert Crumb came up with, for example. Though they probably could have and won if they decided to do that. But again, who looks up at people who throw legal weight around at anyone who's a fan or just doing something as a compliment? The article writer would have felt about this is on him and his publisher.
I need to put a little bit in here though. That all aside, considering how much money Internet Historian made probably on this video, all that aside, considering how much money Internet Historian likely made when it came to this video series, I think I would have some words with them, at least. I think I would have some words with him and trying to come up with some kind of deal. That's good. Complimentary for that. Delete that shit. Let's try this again. Though with that considered, that aside, however, if I were this article writer, considering how much money Internet Historian likely made on this video about the cave story, I probably would like to have some words with him. I would have liked to have had some words with him. You know, I would have had some words with him. I would have I would have wanted to have some words with him. Try to strike up some kind of deal. Share the revenue a little bit, considering... That all aside, though, pretending I was the one that wrote this to begin with, considering how much... All that aside, though, if I were to put myself in this writer's shoes, considering how much money Internet Historian likely made when it came to his video, I would have liked to have some words with him and try to strike some kind of deal.
Turn right at the traffic light.
In all likelihood, though, if he asked the writer permission, likely they would have just said yes. Go ahead, do what you want. Free advertising, right? Just give proper credit. There we go. All right. In all likelihood, though, if he asked the likely they would have just said yes. Good. If I were to put myself all that aside, though, all that aside, though, and try to strike some kind of deal.
Throw legal weight around at anyone who implement. All that aside, though, if I were to money internet historian likely made when it came to his video, I would have liked to have some words with him and try to strike some kind of deal. How the article writer would have felt about this is on him and his publisher, but at least internet historian wouldn't be fucking his public perception. Contacting the original writer would be best, as it could have ended up in some kind of collaboration, making both of them bigger than they already were, getting their names out there. Overall, I don't hate him on a personal level. I don't know anything about him personally. And out of everything else that I know of, this was the only real fuck up. I hope he learned a lesson. James Somerton, however, was someone I was a patron of for about 3 months before this H-Bomber Guy video dropped. Even though his page is blank, anyone else out there should check their membership list on Patreon and make sure you delete him off there, lest you potentially get charged again. Before I get into how pissed, disappointed, and boosted my confidence got regarding my own skill after the revelation of James Somerton, I would like to share my general attitude when creating art and video work. Since way back in high school in 2000 and fuck, I was always annoyed with a lot of artists' attitudes online, especially after college and learning from other professional published artists. Many online art makers are so protective and touchy with their crude work and made-up characters. Don't steal.
There we go. Perfect representation here. Some of these are obviously fake. Obviously, this became a meme at some point.
attitudes online, especially many online art makers are so protective and touchy with their crude work and made up characters. Don't steal. Not understanding how references and tools are used in commercial artwork, such as Drew Struzan tracing his work, such as Drew Struzan using projectors and tracing his subjects for his posters that he made. I never understood it. Unless you are pretending to be me, misrepresenting your own skill, or unofficially using someone else's work to promote some event or sell off, why should anyone give a shit? Do you think the big popular artists out there like Todd McFarlane constantly browse sites like DeviantArt to make sure some kid isn't tracing their work?
Feeling good right now. Okay. Oh. On, wake up. Give me a minute here. Fuck, okay. I'm gonna have to lay down. Finish this up tomorrow. Fuck. Watch, I'll probably get it after I'm done.